Think not that I have come to destroy the law. Think not that I have come to destroy the law. Shalom, Akims and Aquims. This is your Hebrew Israelite brother, Mashaba, here in the city of Detroit. We'd like to give all praises and all honors to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushai, Ba'ashem, and Kakodash. Double honors and to our apostles and elders of the great millstone that taught us this truth. Peace and salutations to the hopeful elect. Shalom. Welcome to today's lesson. Today's lesson is on Matthew chapter 5, verse 17. And we're going to start it off. We're going to go right off into the word. Okay. Starting off with Matthew chapter 5, verse 17. Which is, and it reads, think not that I am come to destroy the law or the prophets. No, he has not come and it will not come to destroy the law or the prophets. No, I am not come to destroy, but to fulfill. To fulfill the law. You see? That's what he come to do. You see? Let's read that inside the NLT. We got to go back down here. 2:17. That's 12. This is 14. Okay, 17. Okay, now check this out. We're going to read some, going over to some cross-reference precepts on verse 17. Okay? And so with the precepts that we have for Matthew chapter 5, verse 17 is, you see, they're going with to destroy the law, Luke 16 and 17, John 3 and John 8 and 5, Acts 6 and 13, Acts 18 and 13, and the list goes on and on. There's a whole list here of precepts. We're going to start off with to destroy the law. We're going to start off with Luke chapter 16, verse 17. And it reads, this fan over here, and it reads, and it is easier for heaven and earth to pass away than for one tittle of the law to fail. You see that? The law is meant for us to abide by forever. The law, statutes, and commandments of Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushai are forever law, statutes, and commandments. They don't go away in judgments. They don't go away. You see, John chapter 8, verse 5. Now Moses in the law commanded us that such should be stoned. But what sayest thou? You see, because it's all about the law. It's all about what the law saith. You see, Acts chapter 6, verse 13. And set up false witnesses, which said, this man ceaseth not to speak blasphemous words against this holy place and the law. You see, he's come not to speak against, but for. Acts chapter 18, verse 13, saying, this fellow pursueth men to worship God contrary to the law. You see, Acts chapter 21, verse 28, crying out, men of Israel, help. This is the man that teacheth all men everywhere against the people and the law, and this place, and further brought Greeks also into the tabernacle, into the temple. And see, now, why did he did that? Because they were not all out Greeks. Okay, they were not Greeks. What was happening was, remember, Hellenization. These were Grecians. These were those that considered themselves to be Greeks, but were not Greeks, but were really Israelite strangers who were scattered over into the Greek areas, and they took on the Greek customs of the heathens and their gods. You see, that's what that is, and had polluted this holy place. You see, because they came in with foulness. They came in worshiping false gods. Romans chapter 3, verse 31. Do we then make void the law? No, we don't. through faith? No, we don't. You see, it's not that we make void the law. It's that by faith and by our works we are saved. Faith without works is dead. Works without faith is dead. They both go hand in hand, faith and works. Faith and works. You see, I'll show you my faith by my works, saith the Lord. You see? God forbid. Yes, we establish the law. You see? Because what we're doing right now, Judges chapter 5, verse 11, we are practicing the rehearsing of the righteous acts of obeying Yahweh's laws, statutes, and commandments. You see, this is what we're doing. You see, Romans chapter 10, verse 4, for Mashiach is the end of the law for righteousness to everyone that believeth. You see, that believeth on who? That believe in Yahweh B'Shem Yahushua. You believe in Yahweh B'Shem Yahushua, you see, that is the key there. You see, having fear in the Lord. You see, all these things. Galatians chapter 3, verse 17. And this I say, that the covenant that was confirmed before of God in Mashiach, the law, which was 430 years after, cannot disannul that it should make the promise of non-effect. That's right. You see, because none of that makes the promise of non-effect. The law is stable. The promise is stable. All that Yahweh B'Shem Yahushua has put into place is true. You see, and is. Verse 18. For if the inheritance be of the law, it is no more of promise. You see, but Yahweh gave it to Abraham by promise. You see, by promise. Verse 19. Wherefore then serveth the law? It was added because of transgressions. You see, that's why the law was added, for transgressions, till the seed should come to whom the promise was made. You see? You got to remember that. And it was ordained by angels in the hand of a mediator, which is Yahweh B'Shem Yahushua. Verse 20. Now a mediator is not a mediator of one, but Yahweh is one. You see? Verse 21. We're going to take the time right now. I want to take the time to remind you to press your like button. Okay, press the like button. Go ahead and press. One moment. Okay, sorry about that. Let us continue. There's a phone call there. My assistant. Now, remember to press the like button. Okay, press the like button because that helps out with your algorithms for this YouTube channel. And remember, if you haven't done so already, press the subscription button. Press the subscription button. Go ahead and press that subscription button. By pressing the subscription button and the notification bell, you shall receive special notification alerts each time that I release a video for your spiritual edification. Now let us continue. Galatians chapter 3, verse 21. Is the law then against the promises of God? And we know that the law is not. It's just that the law is in place so that if there's any transgression, there's the law in place to deal with it. God forbid, for if there had been a law given which could have given life, verily righteousness should have been by the law. You see, if it was set up by that way. But righteousness is set up in a different way. Remember, Romans chapter 9, verse 13. No, Romans chapter 9, verse 15 through 18. It is Yahweh who has mercy and compassion upon whom he chooses. You see? You know, and remember, in the 11th hour, you got a lot of hopeful elect that's going to come in during the 11th hour, and they're not going to be done no works. None. They're going to be received in by their own faith of believing. You see? And they're going to be saved because of that. You see? Verse 22. But the scriptures hath concluded all under sin. Remember, Romans chapter 3, verse 23. All have sinned and fall short of the glory of Yahweh. That the promise by faith by faith of the Mashiach Yahweh Shai might be given to them, you see, that believe. Isn't that what I just said? That's what I just said. I just said that. You see? Galatians chapter 3, verse 23. But before faith came, you see, before faith came, we were kept under the law. You see? The laws were kept us in place until we build up our faith. Shut up unto the faith which should afterwards be revealed. You see, because faith was revealed afterwards. We dealt with the law because the law held us in place because we was in transgression. You see, we had not built enough faith up yet. So the law was there in place to hold us together. You see, so that we be properly in place, ready, having faith then in the living God. You see, Galatians chapter 3, verse 24. Wherefore the law was our schoolmaster to bring us unto Mashiach, that we might be justified by faith. You see, by faith. You see, we're going to close the video out. We're going to read a few more of these. We're going to go close the video out in a moment. This Psalm chapter, now this is concerning but. This Psalm chapter 40, verse 6. Sacrifice and offerings, though thou didst not desire, mine ears hast thou opened. Burnt offerings in sin offering hast thou not required. You see? And we're going to read this here verse, this is Psalm chapter 40, verse 7. Then said I, lo, I come in the volume of the book. It is written of me to do thy will, O Elohim. Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua Ba'ashem Kakodash. I delight to do thy will, O my God. Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua. Yea, thy law is within my heart. Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua. Now we're going to go ahead and end the video off right there. Lord's willing, you was edified. We'd like to give all praises and all honor to Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua Ba'ashem Kakodash. Double honor to the apostles and the elders of the great millstone that taught us this truth. Peace and salutations to the hopeful elects. Shalom to the hopeful elects.